Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Bastiodon in the Open Great League. And yeah, let me tell you, this Pokemon got kinda a bit of a buff, which is kind of funny because it didn't get touched at all. How did it get a bit of a buff? Because actually, Pokemon that work well together with this Pokemon got buffed, and that is kinda an interesting thing. I encountered people running Bastiodon against me a lot of times with Claydol as well as the Golurk, and I was trying this team out and was not really feeling it, and so I decided to build my own team. And I realized that basically two Pokemon are really nice and got recently buffed that are really good with this Pokemon, which you see of course on our team. We have our face-up of Sableye. Why is Sableye so cool here? We're going to have here access to Power Gem, which is going to give you the same coverage that the lead has as well, which I like a lot of times because it's going to allow you to get out the Pokemon that doesn't want to face your lead and still then punish it thanks to the Power Gem, and that was definitely very nice. And of course Foul Play got buffed as well this season, which gonna allow it to get there way faster, which was also a very cool benefit of the Sableye. And then we have Golisopod. And honestly, Golisopod plus Bastiodon was the main reason why I was liking this team so much and thinking that this would be a great video. Because Golisopod is perfect with the Bastiodon, like absolutely perfect. Bastiodon, weakness to fighting. Golisopod, resistance to fighting. Bastiodon, weakness to ground. Double weakness as well to ground. Golisopod can counter ground as well as even both offensively and defensively counter ground. Then we want to take a look at Golisopod, Rock-type Pokemon. Kinda don't really have damage output, at least against our Bastiodon, but a lot of times Pokemon that have Rock-type coverage, like for example a Dunsparce, going to be also very solid against Bastiodon, so it's not always going to be the best thing there. But still kinda works out at least, kinda. But the main weakness of course of Golisopod going to be Flying-type Pokemon, which we're going to be able to counter with our lead, but also we're going to be able to bait them out with our Sableye, which then has access to a coverage move with the Rock move there, with the Power Gem. So this team just works out so well on paper, and it also worked out so well while trying to play it. So yes, Bastiodon is back. This team was really nice to play. I had a bit of issues sometimes with decision making, mainly, on my part. I do think that I could have played the team better than I actually did. But I just gave the team a try again and went very positive, so I definitely think this team works out quite well. Here we're going to get the Wigglytuff out. We're going to be able to counter it, of course, with our Bastion. Of course, we can sub out here as well with the Golisopod. Golisopod can even take a super effective Rock Slide still, which is kind of funny. But the opponent can also still take a super effective Aqua Jet, which is also kind of funny. And so we're going to be able to take the hit. We can go for the full farm down, get the KO, and we see that the opponent decides to forfeit. Next up is going to be the Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is going to be a tough Pokemon to deal with, but not for our Bastiodon. But it's going to be a bit tough here to have the Dunsparce. Dunsparce is a core breaker for this team. You can still play around it, but it's going to be very difficult. This is, by the way, I think the same team that we just encountered in the first game. This is something that happens to me quite often recently, where I randomly just encounter the same team over and over again from different players, but it's always the same team. I have no idea. In this case here, it's going to be the Wigglytuff, Dunsparce, and on the back we saw already there was the what's called the Marowak. I have to sadly use a shield here against the opponent. Very unfortunate that this happened like it did. And I don't even get to their hard-hitting move as well, which is going to be even worse for me. So, we're not in the best position, but at least we're going to have perfect alignment, and they have the Marowak in the back. Because I have a shared advantage, I know I have to call a bait here in order to have a chance of winning. And luckily, the opponent gives me the opportunity, because for them, their best play would have been just to go for the two-shade scenario and just go for the Rock Slide the entire time. But they didn't go for it. They went for the bait, which did not work out at all, which is a massive mistake from the opponent, because it allows us now to hopefully outspeed them with our Aqua Jet, which we would have never been able to do otherwise. And so, as you will see here, we're going to be able to go for the Aqua Jet and get the KO against the opponent. And we have now, with that, kind of won the battle, because what is the opponent's Wigglytuff going to do against Bastiodon? Not too much. They're still going to try their best here, but it's not going to work out at all for them. As the Icy Wind is coming through, we can go for a Stone Edge. This is going to be enough to get a lot of damage onto them. Not enough to knock them out, but not enough for us to farm them all the way down. And this is going to be it for this battle. Moving on to the next opponent, we're going to encounter here is Superior in the lead. A matchup that is, generally speaking, very neutral, but we have to be a bit mindful here. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to still keep our Bastiodon alive just in case. But we're going to try to go for the Flamethrower and try to pressure them as much as possible. Flamethrower is going to get the shield from the opponent, and now I'm going to wait until they go for another charge move. We're running, by the way, the normal Bastiodon here. You can also run the Shadow Bastiodon. I have both of them available. It depends on what I kind of want to do. Generally speaking, the normal one is considered being better than the Shadow variant. And so that's why I kind of wanted to give that one a try. Here, by the way, hidden technique is going to be for us, of course, the Power Gem, which honestly is such a nice move to have. Because it's going to be able to counter quite a lot of Pokemon that you usually would not be able to counter. And that is quite delicious. So we're going to be able to go for the full farm on here. In comes Superior. And I think I make a big mistake here. Take a look at this. Foul play comes through. I didn't expect that they would have enough energy here already to go for the Frenzy Plant. And this is going to completely, destroy our plan. It literally completely going to destroy our plan and try to catch the move. It did not work out either at all. And they're going to reveal that they're going to have in the back the Stunfisk. Fun fact, I would have won the battle here right now immediately if I just stayed in and went for the charge move. Me stopping out here is losing us the battle because they are going to be able to get a ton of energy, and even if they would have caught an Exeter, which I didn't have to go for at that point, I would have been able to get the knockout here before they even get to the discharge in time, which is really unfortunate because I would have been easily able to survive a hit from the Superior, but really annoying here because this would have been definitely something that I could have won if I played it better. Next up, we're going to have here the Drapion against us. Shadow Drapion, going to be a very neutral matchup for our lead. And as soon as we're going to get the opponent a little bit lower, which we can go through Smackdown, basically we can get them lower, we're going to be able to put them into a range where even foul play is going to be enough to knock them out. What we do here is kind of similar to what we did before as well. We're going to let them go for some charge moves, wait until we're a little bit lower, and now swap out into the Sableye, which is going to have now a very nice neutral matchups here with the Shadow Claw plus foul play, which is going to be cool. And I can no shield even a crunch, and in this case I have to shield the next move now. Which is going to be fine. It's going to be the awkward here. And now we can overfarm. I'm going to go up till 4, which is going to mean there's going to be a CMP tile with the awkward here from the opponent, which is great. And I can do the same stuff for the next one as well. I can use a shield. I can go up till 4 again and try to go for the CMP tile and try to knock them out at the same time here, which is going to work out really, really well. So we're going to have switch alignment. We're going to have one Pokemon a little bit lower in health, which is going to be our Bastiodon, but we might even be able to reach a move here, which we are. And that is going to be really nice. I needed to get the foul play off here in order to do some good damage against the Gliscor, putting them into farm range. They swap out here into the Diggersby, and now it's Gliscor against Diggersby. I did not know this matchup, and I wanted to see on how this is going to go. They're going to be able to outspeed me guaranteed here, though, with the fire punches. So if they want to go for double fire punch, they're going to get there before I can get the KO. And they do exactly this. Fire punch is coming through. The next fire punch is coming through as well. Because I needed to swap in, they're always going to be able to outspeed me. But I will be able to overfarm by a bit. I can go for a charge move. This is going to allow us to get the KO against the opponent. And now it's down to us against the Gliscor. They're forced to go for a charge move, and now it's down to our Bastiodon against the Gliscor. And I just have to hope that I can survive a water type move. But I don't even need to, because I can get to the Stone Edge in time, which is going to allow us to get the KO, and we can move on to the next opponent. Amazing lead for us. We will see here as well that they're going to swap onto the Drapion, where I can just stay in and kind of see on the way it goes, basically. I'm going to be able to let the move go through. It's going to be very likely the Awkward Tail, which it is. And we can try our best to go for another Stone Edge afterwards. They're going to go for the Awkward Tail here. Stone Edge is going to connect now against the opponent. That is going to be fine. This is going to allow us to get the shield from them, as we can swap out straight away into the Sableye, which can take a hit. This is going to be okay for us. We're going to be able to take the crunch from the opponent, and we can try our best to go for the Power Gem. Power Gem is going to get a DKO instantaneously here, and it's down now to the final Pokemon there as well. Afterwards, it's going to be here, of course, Dragonite coming in. I can go to the Bastiodon. I have to be very mindful here because they have access to Superpower, which of course would be double super effective, but we get some nice damage in. And now it depends on if Gliscor with a one shield is going to be enough here. No, actually Dragon Claw is coming through, which is kind of annoying, and they have the Registeel. And you know what's kind of funny? it is kind of how Zap Cannon works nowadays. Zap Cannon is a move that is not actually that great anymore. It is the same damage as a Focus Blast here, but I think a 33% chance now to drop my attack. And they get this immediately. If they did not get this attack drop, I would have won instantaneously here. So that is going to be something very annoying, because of what we will see here is that without the attack drop, those two moves, I would have put them into either farm down range for my one Pokemon or basically KO'd them straight away. And that is quite an annoying thing, because now I am not going to be able to farm them down here. I have to go for a charge move in time, and I am not going to end up with enough energy here, yeah, to deal with the Dragonite, and that is kind of unfortunate. So yeah, good game there, but again, just tiny things would have changed quite a bit, and we're sadly going to lose this battle here. Next up, Wigglytuff is going to be also a very nice lead for Bastiodon, and you see already that Bastiodon has quite a lot of play. In comes Marowak. I expect that there's going to be another ground-type Pokemon now in the back based on that. Could be the team that my girlfriend is running, where we are using basically the Marowak as a safe stop, and there's a Gastron in the back. Would be totally fine. Would be totally fine. Here we're going to be able to go for the full farm down, and even for an Aqua Jet against the Wigglytuff, which puts them better into range, where you can fully farm them down with our Bastiodon here. But as we will see here, they're going to swap out, and they reveal that they're going to have their own Bastion in the back, which is totally fine because we win the battle. Like, there's nothing they can do. Our Bastion against their Wigglytuff is very, very strong. Our Sableye here is going to be able to do so much damage against them that they have no way of winning this battle, like absolutely zero way. I can even decide to use a shield here, which will allow me to keep my Sableye alive for a little bit longer, which is going to make the matchup a bit easier against the opponent's Bastiodon. As you will see here, we can go for another charge move. They're going to use a shield. They are not giving up yet. We have the Flamethrower coming in, which they're going to catch on the Wigglytuff, which is going to be a Pokemon that is going to have to use a shield here, which is interesting. But we could just farm them down. They realize it as well, and they decide to forfeit. Okay, we're going to have here a lead that is very, very difficult, and we're going to swap out here into our Sableye, which is going to allow us to get out the Ferret, which is an interesting Pokemon that is going to be able to resist the Shadow Claw, of course, and a Pokemon where we're going to have to go for a foul play in order to get the KO, but they decided to stay in here. Next up, here, the Ferret is going to go up against the Bastiodon, and again, we're going to be able to kind of resist the Swift, but they have Brick Break. Like, sorry, I have not yet seen a Sucker Punch or Brick Break and Trailblaze version of the Ferret. That is really new to me. I don't know, like, that is madness to me. We're gonna be able to swap out of here though. We're going to have now the Claydol against our Golisopod, and at least we're gonna be able to get rid of the attack drops that you're gonna get here from the Rock Tombs that are going to hit our face, as we are going to have still our Bastion alive in the back, which is going to be very crucial because, as you see here as well, the attack is gonna drop. We can go for another charge move. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage onto them, and we can try our best to go for the full farm down here. As we will see the shield coming up, it is going to be the Rock Tomb, and we have the Weezing coming in. This is going to be a tiny bit problematic, but luckily we're going to be able to do the perfect catch here for the Sludge onto the Bastiodon, doing basically no damage. And luckily they still have to go for another charge move here. If they didn't do that, I would have been in a very tough spot. But like this, we can go for the double Aqua Jet against them. We just have to hope they don't catch the move. And that is my biggest fear. Let's see, we're gonna get the next move off as well. They decided to stay in here, and they're gonna go down here with that, which is gonna be perfect, as the Claydol can say goodbye as well. Okay, Superior against us. That is going to be very tough, and yeah, let's see, we're gonna maybe let the move go through. Let's see if we can still go for a Flamethrower, and we also have to see what the opponent's gonna do with their Superior. Are they gonna let the move go through? Are they not gonna let the move go through? Flamethrower is going to now land and do a tremendous amount of damage against them, which is perfect. We will be able to let the move go through from the opponent. The Frenzy Plant is going to connect, and we can try our best to go for the full farm down here, but not before we use a shield, as they could have just went for very hard hitting Frenzy Plant, which would have knocked us out. We will get out though the opponent's Stunfisk, which is going to be great. We're going to use a no shield here as well. This is going to be the discharge going through, which is even better. And we're going to see here that we have another foul play going to nearly knock them out most likely. Let's see. It's going to get the shield from them. They decide to go for their own charge move, and and we're going to be able to use a shield here. This is going to be a discharge coming through, that's fine, and we have still the option to go for a foul play, which is going to allow us to knock them out here for sure. This is going to get the KO against the Stunfisk. They still have a shield left though. Lapras comes in, we're going to go for a foul play. This is going to allow us to get the shield. And in comes the Lostheart again, where we can go for the Exeter spam. This is going to be hopefully a positive one for us. This is going to allow us to do some solid damage here, but not enough to get the KO. In comes another Skullbash though, that's going to be very awkward because they can go for the farm down literally perfectly. And now we're going to be in such a bad position. I decided to go into the Sableye here now to see if I can get to another charge move, but I can't. And like everything kind of went against us there, which is fine. Like it's nothing really happened that was like out of the ordinary, but I feel like I could have won the battle there, especially against the Lapras in the back. I had so many good answers. Final battle. Yeah, Hard World in the lead. We're going to have a ground type against us, which is a bit more annoying. But at least Sableye can kind of scare them away here. We're going to be able to go for a charge move, a hard-hitting charge move against Dugong, which is going to be absolutely lovely, as we will have here another one coming through. This Power Gem is definitely going to connect. I don't think they're going to use Shield exactly. And we will see here that we're going to be letting the move go through, trying to give our other Pokemon a bit more potential here, our Lostheart, as we will see the full farm happening here as well. Stunfisk coming in. This is going to allow us to do some solid damage against the opponent. Getting the shield here though first, which is going to be totally fine as well. And as we see here, the discharge is going to connect here, gonna get the shield, and we try our best to get to another one here, as we will have the big charge move coming through. The Aqua Jet is going to get the opponent's Alone Sand Slash quite low here, and we have to try to catch a move, which does work out. Hopefully it is just not Drill Run here. Of course it's Drill Run and they're going to be able to two-shot us. That is not ideal. As you'll see here, we're going to be able to go for the no shield actually. That's going to be quite a bit of an awkward thing, as we have here only the Lostheart left, which is going to be able to win one matchup here just barely. But we have to, of course, still go for another Aqua Jet to try to get the KO, and we are going to be able to get that because the opponent decides to forward. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you then. Bye bye.